Thank
you, my Lord. My Lord, we are in a position now where
you are appearing for the state.
Oh, thank you, my Lord. Yes, I am appearing for the state.
Please, my Lord, I appear for all three accused in this matter.
Thank you, Mr. Doberman. Yes, Mr. Tilwa.
Thank you, my Lord.
Are the parties ad idem that in light of the recusal by my brother Makaula J, the matter will commence de novo?
We are indeed, my Lord.
Yes. Mr.
I confirm that, my Lord.
Yes, Mr. Ntilwa.
Thank you, my Lord. My Lord, we are looking, we did discuss between us that the second term will be good, for both parties, that start on the 30th of July.
Third term, eh?
Third term, yes.
Yes, that term commences on the 29th of July. However, there's a judges meeting on the 29th, which therefore takes us to Tuesday, 30 July. Is that the understanding?
That is the understanding, my Lord.
And what is the estimated duration of the trial from your camp's perspective?
My estimation, my Lord, is I'm going to need about 2 months for the test case. 2 months, that is to be 8 to 9 weeks.
8 to 9 weeks.
Yes.
That then takes us right to the end of the third term and possibly into recess, otherwise a week into the fourth term. Is that the understanding?
That's the understanding, my Lord, indeed.
Yes. Mr. Doberman, is that the understanding?
That's my understanding too, my Lord.
And is it so that this trial, once it commences, it will run to completion?
I understand that is the position, that is your ruling, in fact.
Yes. Yes.
Might I just inquire whether the court will be sitting in the recess as well, or will we commence on the first day?
Not necessarily so. We move from the premise that recess is not vacation, but it might very well be that for some other reason the case may not proceed during recess. Hence, I addressed the parties in the manner in which I did, that the third term has got 8 weeks, if I remember well. And if the estimated duration of the trial is 9 weeks, then it's either it will spill over to recess, failing that, fourth term.
As your Lordship, please.
So it's in that context.
I understand now. Thank you.
Thank you. And then maybe there are a few preliminary issues that we should deal with. Are there any anticipated in limine or preliminary applications to be brought?
Lord, I've been advised by my learned friend that he intends proceeding on the same charge sheet as before. So, in all likelihood, I will raise the same objections to the charge sheet in limine. That is the only anticipated in limine application from my side. Thank you.
Yes. What about the involvement of the media? Was there at any point in time an understanding between the parties as to the involvement of the media and the extent thereof?
My Lord, what actually occurred is that on the first day of the trial, the parties were advised by your Lordship's brother that he had been approached by the media and that he had granted them permission to televise the proceedings live. And he inquired whether we had any objection.
And there was none.
I did. There was no objection. Yes, but I must say at this stage, I'm going to request that the proceedings not be televised live the next time around. And the reason for that, my Lord, and I can just place this on record, is that in a criminal trial, witnesses are not normally allowed to sit in court and listen to other witnesses' evidence.
Yes.
And the effect of broadcasting the proceedings live is to allow witnesses to hear what the other witnesses are saying. So I'm not trying to muzzle the media in any way. They are entitled to be present in court and they can report at will on the proceedings. But I'm going to object to the live broadcasting of the proceedings for the reason that I've mentioned.
Yes. You're
and
just indicating at this point, but
Yes.
it's a matter that will be raised with
Yes.
the court hearing the matter at the opportune
Yes,
stage.
Lord. I think the proper procedure is for the media to make an application to the new presiding
Yes.
judge to be allowed to televise the proceedings live.
Yes.
And in the event of such an application, my clients are going to oppose that application for the reasons I've mentioned.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
transparency. Mr. Tilwa?
Thank you, my lord. My lord, in that, in regard to the issue of the media, may I defer my submissions until later, because I have to consult the witnesses and the head of the NPA about the issue. So I'm not in a position.
So it would actually be convenient for the media to indicate its stance timeously long before the hearing, so that if there must be some form of submissions to be made by the parties, then written submissions can also be delivered
Yes, Lord. I think that's a wise course of conduct, so the trial will not be
long before the trial.
delayed.
Yes.
So I would suggest that if the media wants to broadcast the proceedings live, they must make a proper application in due time, long before the trial date. Thank you.
Of course, they are not parties to these proceedings to the extent that they may be here in court. I guess they are all ears. Thank you.
They're definitely all yours. Thank you.
Mr. Ntilwa, there won't be any substantive application from the state side.
None, my lord, from the state side.
Mr. Doberman,
Yes, my lord.
as I understand it, accused number 1 is in custody,
I'll confirm that.
and accused numbers 2 and 3 are out on bail.
Yes, Lord. I would request that accused 2 and 3's bail be extended on the same conditions as before.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further points to
None.
make?
None, my lord,
Thank you
indeed.
very much.
Because on the last occasion, the bail conditions for accused 2 and 3 were relaxed, in so far as reporting to Durban police station. But now, since they are here, they were relaxed by the previous prime officer. So may that remain.
female complainants in this case. And the defense wishes to propose, in the interest of fair play, that a trained psychologist stand by each of these complainants when they give evidence here in court. We make that proposal, and we would have no objection to the witnesses being assisted by a trained psychologist here in court, supported by a trained psychologist, at state expense, of course. If my learned friends for the state wish to make those arrangements, they're welcome to do that, and we will have no objection to that. We feel that it's only fair that they should be assisted by a trained psychologist in the matter when they testify. Not with regard to their evidence, but just by way of support in the witness stand.
Yes. I take it that those are matters that the parties can deal with amongst themselves.
Yes, you're not required to make any order in that regard, my Lord, but I'm just placing that on record now.
Yes.
For what it's worth. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. Mr. Ntilwa, I take it that you may not wish to respond to that.
Not now, indeed, my Lord.
It's something that you may need to give
discuss.
heed to.
Exactly.
Yes. So what remains is for me now to grant an order mapping the way forward in this matter, which is what I will do right now. The case is postponed to Tuesday, 30 July 2019, on which date the proceedings shall commence de novo. The trial shall run from that date through the third and fourth terms, if it comes to that, until completed. Any of the parties hereto desirous of bringing an application on any related preliminary issue shall issue notice of intention to do so on or before 28 June 2019. Accused number 1 will remain in custody. Accused numbers 2 and 3 will remain out on bail on the same relaxed terms as have been applicable up to this point. Court adjourned.
Now, she's my number 1 for the video.